What's up, good people? It's your boy Carceno again, man. You know what ticks me off? When I talk this calm, that's normally because I get pissed. Now, when I see people doing things that I believe don't have best intentions or they're trying to hide their own prejudiceness, it always gets under my craw because it comes out in their writing. When you have these writers that write these ridiculous posts to try to demean or make fun of how another person is, or not just make fun of, but try to demean or lower the value of an athlete. You got these sports writers who've been doing this to black athletes for years. What they would do is they would take the face value of an athlete, knowing that this athlete is supposed to be paid X amount of dollars, would say to themselves, well, we don't think this is worthy, right? And because they would say they don't believe that it's worthy, they would proceed to go down a line of deceit, dishonesty, everything that's not tied down to this reality, this new reality that they have in place for you. Lamar Jackson has earned his contract. The man was 37 and 12 career wise as a quarterback. All of these guys, like Baker Mayfield, all of these people who were paid X amount of dollars, they finally realized, okay, he's got to go. So they got rid of Baker, right? Then, of course, they paid Aaron Rodgers. Nobody said they should wait to pay Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has had one of the top running backs, top wide receivers in the NFL. And he has underachieved each and every time. But Aaron Rodgers get $50 million, right, per year. That is his average. Josh Allen gets 43 million per average. Patrick Mahomes gets 45. Deshaun Watson gets 46. And Kyler Murray gets 46. But in guaranteed money, Deshaun Watson got $230 million of guaranteed money. The highest, the absolute highest. Kyler Murray's getting 160. Aaron Rodgers got $150 million of guaranteed money. Now, why are they comparing Kyler Murray to Lamar Jackson and saying this is where your salary should be? When he won a league MVP and has played on the same level, or if not higher, than Aaron Rodgers. Now, why are they writing articles saying that he needs to bet on himself, or he's bet on himself already? Now it's time for them to pony up and pay the man. And they was like, well, you can't pay him $60 million a year. Baltimore would be crazy to pay. If you don't want to pay Lamar Jackson, believe me, there's a team that will pay him $60 million a year. If you want to be that stupid to your organization, because you know what you would be without him. Nobody questioned when Aaron Rodgers got paid that money, when he's about to be 55 years old. Nobody questioned. There was no suggestions. There was no questions. There was no nothing. He got his money and he was cool. Nobody bothered him. Now all of a sudden there's problems everywhere. It's always like that. It's always some obstacle. We always got to prove. They didn't have to prove. It's ridiculous. And at this point in 2022, we still arrive at this double standard. Every time it's someone black, there's a problem. Teddy Bridgewater. I don't understand this. Teddy Bridgewater. Why, like Teddy Bridgewater we got to move on from him. Jimmy Garoppolo, right, is making $27 million a year. No one talks about Jimmy Garoppolo's money. Trey Lance is making $8 million a year. And they want Trey Lance to be their quarterback in the future. But Jimmy Garoppolo, he has the face we could put on GQ. Let's make him the quarterback. They could have had Tom Brady, but they chose to keep Jimmy Garoppolo, which cost them a Super Bowl. Wasting a great defense, holding on to backup quarterbacks who are paid as franchise quarterbacks. But no one asks about their money. Never noticed that? Nobody asking about their money. They don't ask about can they win. They're not asking about any of these details. They're not getting written about. They write to demean our value all the time. And I'm not saying every black quarterback or quarterback that's black or of color is outstanding. It's not the point. You got these quarterbacks making money every year. Joe Flacco has been done since they got rid of him in Baltimore. And he was done before that. Nick Foles is still getting checks in the NFL. Jacoby Brissett is in the NFL getting money as a backup. But Jacoby Brissett has been on so many teams and knows how to run offenses. He has a reason to be out there. Tyrod Taylor, who was never really given the opportunity to be a full number one, he was always the insurance policy in case of Deshaun Watson. Right? But every time he gets to a position where Tyrod Taylor is learning the system and getting better, they move on to somebody else. Then you got Case Keenum. Case Keenum was paid. He's still getting $6 million a year. Nobody's blaming him for any of it. Andy Dalton is getting $10 million a year. And of course, everybody loves Taysom, what's his name? Taysom Hill from the Saints. And it's like, man, they should just start Taysom Hill. Well, they love him in New Orleans so much. You know what they did? They paid him $12 million. And of course, Alex Smith made $16 million before they let him go, but had to pay out the rest of his contract. Who had a horrific injury. But never did you hear anything negative. Really. Marcus Mariota. Marcus Mariota never went through the scrutiny when everyone knew he just wasn't strong enough to be the quarterback in Tennessee. They knew it. But they had to pay him $9 million. Chase Daniels, Brian Hoyer, Nick Foles was making money, but at least he won a Super Bowl, right? In that little playoff run. Chase Daniels, right? Then you had what his name, Cotton Swab. That's what I call him, Matthew Swab, still stealing money. Now he's getting $5 million a year. Colt McCoy is not going to win you any games. I remember they had Patrick Mahomes as a backup at one point, and then they had Chad Henne. They brought him over to be the backup for Patrick Mahomes. Chase Daniels continue to make money. He's getting $3-4 million a year every year, and continues to bounce through the league. Well, you know me, I've watched and seen some of the worst quarterback play in the history of football. This goes back to, what was that guy the Raiders had at one point? Gosh, was it Andrew Walter? That was probably one of the worst. He was a former high school All American. He went to Arizona State. That dude played in like 8 games as a rookie. He threw 13 interceptions. He fumbled the ball about 13 times. They were 2-6, and he was out in 3 years. But he never had any type of chance. Like in warm-ups, he was terrible. Everything about this guy's play was bad. I mean, Andrew Walter was bad. But Jamarcus Russell was the worst thing to ever exist because he was the number one pick, right? See how they do it? They never mention anything about Andrew Walter. Uh, man, it was some quarterbacks that were just absolutely bad. Well, the people are mad because Jamarcus Russell got that money. But, like, was Ryan Leaf bad? They don't mention Ryan Leaf. Ryan Leaf had a horrific struggle, right? His thing was it was so much pressure on him because of Peyton Manning, and it was so unfair to Ryan Leaf, who they picked to be the best, better than Peyton Manning. And when he came out struggling, that was the first time I seen like white people just bash another white guy. I was stunned, but he couldn't deal with pressure. And once you saw that the pressure was too much, when you every day being compared to what Peyton did in his game, and after 3 terrible seasons, he only won 4 games in his basically his whole career. Seriously, I think he won like maybe 4 or 5 games his entire career. He went from the Chargers to Tampa. He was a Dallas Cowboy, a Seahawk, and you know every game he started, he only won like 4. But he was the worst thing to ever happen, right? Jamarcus Russell. But where's Ryan Leaf right now? He's in media, right? Turned his whole life around. No one's complaining about him. He's free to roam and do whatever he want at will. But Lamar Jackson, he got to prove the double standard. always remains highly unfortunate, but it's the truth. It's the facts. Who are we to change it, right? Who are we to complain about it? Because we're too far, few, and in between. If the people who get the money, the brothers who supposedly have the power, just sit back and kiss the ring, then what are we really doing here? I'm out.